Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. So as you can see, I just timed the motor. I shut the camera off because I was having problems keeping everything lined up. Even with the tools and cam gears were fine, but I couldn't get the crank and the oil pump to stay aligned. They kept rotating every time I put the belt on. I gotta go ahead and seal the oil pan, so I do have to get some sealant. Unfortunately, I have the 3 bond, which I really like. It's basically just Permatex in my personal opinion. But as I was trying to squeeze some of it out, the bottom exploded. So now I just use it for small things. I just cut the top off, squeeze out some. I'm not going to use that for the oil pan. I'm going to go ahead and get some Permatex gray sealant for the oil pan, and I think that's it. Real quick, I'll show you guys. So I got my dipstick on. These are things I've been doing off camera. As soon as my camera actually wants to focus, there we go. Dipstick is on. This is just loose because I don't want to fully bolt it down because I'm still waiting on my injectors. Have the STM map sensor adapter here, so I'm going to be running an AM 5-bar map sensor. For now, let's go ahead and start assembling back on the accessories. Oh, real quick, what you saw me doing before, you saw me doing the wiring here. I'm not done with it yet. I still need some shielding, so this is actually going to be like a 2 or 3 day project doing this, but for now I think we're going to stay here right where it is right now until I get all that shielding, because I don't want the wire too exposed just sitting here. Get everything mounted on over here. Ended up picking these bushings. They were on clearance from STM, so they were like $7 for both of them. So I bought these, and I bought the ones for the rear sway bar as well. Got this all bolted in. This bushing, it looks, God, it looks foobarred, but I tried for like 30 minutes trying to get this thing to sit, and you just have to smash it in there. So I'm gonna go ahead, and these brackets I'll show you guys in a second for my Fusebox relocation. I'm relocating it to underneath the fender. Okay, so I got a lot of the motor buttoned up. Been figuring out where all these little brackets go and whatnot. This is just on kind of loose. These are just hand tight right now because I do want to get new hardware for here. Cleaned up the alternator as best I can. I wasn't going to get a new one because this one worked just fine, so there's no point in buying a new one. My boy went ahead and threaded these in for me and then just filled this with some silicone sealant. These are just coolant ports right here, so the coolant comes in and then back out. I'm not utilizing them, so we just removed them. I couldn't get them off. My boy actually got these off as well. I told him, I was like, I didn't want to damage anything. They were a pain in the ass. Okay, so you just saw me as well doing the brake booster, the master cylinder, and the clutch line for the slave, or well, not really the slave, it's just the clutch line for the slave master cylinder. And then I relocated my fuse box, which I'll go over in a second, but let me go over the master real quick because I'm sure there's probably other people that have the same thing that they want to do and they're just unaware of what they can get. First and foremost, the brake master that I'm using, this is the part number for it. We'll see as it focuses. Got this off of Parts Geek. It gives you an MR number. I don't know if I'm pretty sure this is an actual OEM style. It's made in Taiwan, so it's probably good, not that bad. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm deleting ABS. I'm keeping all the ABS stuff. I just, for now, I really don't want to run the ABS. I want a cleaner look for now. Again, this car isn't like a daily driver. I'm probably gonna drive it a lot if it runs, but honestly, the Supra I've never had an issue with. Brakes locking up. My Jeep, I don't have ABS in my Jeep. The ABS light is on. One of the sensors is broken, so it kills the whole ABS system. I've slammed on the brakes hard on this thing and I still yet to lock them up. So first off, you have to pull off the reservoir. This reservoir will not work because it doesn't have the little nipple for the slave, so this is probably for like an automatic. I'm pretty sure this is for an automatic Lancer. So here it is. I only have one of the proportion valves, so you do need a proportion valve because the OEM one, it has it built into the actual master. These do not, so you need the proportion valves. You need two of them. I'm waiting on my other one. MAP had one in stock. I ordered the other one through Mitsubishi, so I'm still waiting on that. Okay, so one of the big issues that I hate is the harness. So the harness usually will sit right up over here. Okay, the fuse box and everything. I didn't really like that. I'm trying something different now. This isn't a final end all be all for this. This is just more of a mock-up, to be honest with you. I still want to figure out how I can make this a little more secure because this isn't really that secure, and I'll show you guys here in a second. So I made these to tuck under. This is a non-ACD car. Non-ACD cars, I ran this straight off of here. The thing I forgot to do was I want to angle this a little bit and just lop off the side so it looks like it's a circle, or I mean more curved and cleaner. For now this will work, but the bracket is very, very basic. Nothing too fancy. I do want to figure out how I can stiffen this because this is aluminum. If I do this again, I would do steel. Steel is a little more rigid. I just can't bend a 90 because I don't have a vise. So with that being said, as you can see, it's a little floppy, but I think it'll hold just fine. It's just gonna rattle. It's, well, not rattle, but it's just gonna move a little bit. And I know what everyone's gonna be thinking. Trevor, what about water? I don't plan on driving this car in torrential downpours. I don't plan on seeing a puddle and driving straight into it to try to see how big my splash is. I don't even plan to really drive this car in the rain, mainly because it's going to be open on the hood. This harness always went up underneath, so instead of it being up underneath from over here, it's up underneath from over here, and it should reach just fine, and that goes to the other side there. So I got some of the stuff in over here. I have some expandable sleeving. I have a 1/4 inch, 3/4 inch, 1/8 inch. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm going to start doing this and hopefully get this squared away tonight. I want to get it done tonight. It's gonna be a late night grind for me. Okay, so this is pretty much a finished product for this wire. This one's a little difficult because it has this grommet on it, and I really don't feel like pulling this grommet off to get all of the expandable sleeving onto this, so I may just run a layer of tape where it's exposed and call it a day on that one. But yeah, just make sure you do it one at a time. This is why I went through and I taped everything, and I pretty much taped over here because this is where I want the actual expandable sleeving to end. The difficult part is going to be when I have to put the big expandable sleeve over. I'm pretty sure I ordered like a 2-inch one, which should be here today or tomorrow, and then I'm going to take pictures of each plug, because when I put the expandable sleeving over this whole harness, none of these plugs I don't think are going to be able to be in there. They might be able to, we'll see at first, but if they're not, this is why I taped everything together, and I will take pictures of the orientation of each wire, and should make it a little bit seamless and easier. So I'm not going to bore you with any more of this. We're just going to skip to the finished product of everything, and I will kind of go over what I did, and then we'll close out this video. Okay, so it's actually been like 2 or 3 days later. This is pretty much the final product of the harness. I still have to pin this back in. It's real quick, it's right there. Same goes with these. These just go back into the fuse box, and then these will go into that connector there. But for the most part, it's pretty much done. I have a connector I have to repair for this one, so I'm going to see if I can find someone that has just a jumper. Overall, 10 out of 10. Do not recommend. It's a lot cleaner. I actually had it heat shrink right over this as well. I gave this a little more space in it. Lots of supplies, lots of heat shrink, lots of different size heat shrinks. Can this be done a little bit better from a professional? Absolutely, but they start from scratch. I don't like dependent stuff. This shit takes forever. So yeah, it took a little bit to finish that harness, I know, but the next video should be I'll be honest with you, should be me putting the motor into the car. I have everything sitting here. Since it has been like 2 or 3 days later, this was very tedious for me to do because I didn't want to make mistakes. I ended up breaking a couple of clips. Kind of an issue, but unfortunately got to work with what I got. Like I said, the next video should be me putting everything back into the car. I'm doing little things on the motor right now. I had to retime the motor again because I did mess one thing up, and then the second time I timed it, I forgot to torque down the idler pulley, and then I tried torquing it down and it threw timing off. So been a bit of a shit show trying to time this motor. Regardless, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys gained a little bit of knowledge on how to relocate your fuse box. Again, this isn't for the ACD guys. If you guys have ACD, you're gonna have to make your brackets a little bit different. Again, I'm going to secure that a little bit better than what it is kind of down the road, but for now I think that'll hold. I'm not going to be tracking the car, I'm not going to be beating the shit out of it right away, so those brackets should hold. It is pretty solid. It's just the fuse box will probably move very slightly. Got some stuff back from powder coat that I'll show you guys in the next video. Go over that in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, stay hungry, stay humble, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.
I swear to God, man, I'ma make it soon. Silence all the haters as they see us making moves. I do what I want, so I got nothing to prove. Staying motivated, teaching